Hello everyone, I'm Shri. I thought of recounting my COVID diaries so that it would be helpful for you guys to understand your symptoms, how to overcome it, what are the precautionary measures that you have to take, and what are the precautionary measures that we had taken to overcome it. I actually ain't got favor to talk about this, but just to uplift you, stating it's nothing, it's just a fever. You can get control over it as early as you take the right precautionary measures. Not only I was being infected, but my whole family was being infected by COVID. That includes my dad, mom, my elder sister, and me. By 7th of July, my dad had developed symptoms like fever, muscle ache, and at the same time severe headache. So we thought it's a normal fever. So we consulted a doctor on the same day. He gave an injection and he gave some tablets to take. And he told that by 4 to 5 days, my dad will get recovered. But though being taken all the tablets, he didn't find recovery. Tristful part is that being so precautious and maintaining distance between each other and wearing masks and isolating in our separate rooms, by 11th of July we all had developed the same symptoms, and another once we had consulted a doctor and he told that it would be facile for him to get to know what kind of fever it is first by getting our blood test done. Then we got our blood test done on the same day and we even got the reports. There was no viral fever, and at the same time there was no malaria, no typhoid. We got a report stating that there's an infection in the body. The doctors told us to get our COVID test done on the same day, but due to unavailability of kits in the hospital, they had to prolong for another 2 days. Ultimately, on 13th of July, we got our COVID test done. On 15th of July, we got our COVID reports stating it's positive. Everyone were positive. That was so terrible moment. We were so petrified of what's going to happen next. We were being inundated by BBMP calls and Arogya Setu calls. They gave us a list of hospitals so that we could select where we want to get admitted. On the same day, ambulance had arrived. We had selected our hospital. That was Vaidehi Hospital in Whitefield. On the same day, my dad, mom, and I got admitted to the hospital, and my sister was been recommended to stay at home. And there's a reason behind it. I'm going to tell you later. But my mom and dad had intense symptoms. They had cough, like severe breathing issues, and I was being so petrified, and I thought it's such a ominous thing. The symptoms we had developed were, first is muscle pain. Some may get it initially, some may get it throughout the recovery time. We got it initially, and we didn't get to experience the same muscle ache later. And the second is loss of taste buds. The third is anosmia. Anosmia is a severe symptom where you would get to know whether you have COVID or it's just a normal fever. You even could able to sense the smell of Dettol and any other fragrance. Sore throat, developing mucus, chest pain, rapid increase in your heartbeat. You could feel it externally, and fever, dizziness, body shivering, and all of a sudden you feel sweating and fatigue. These are all the symptoms. But there's no need to panic. If your symptoms matches to any of this, then isolate yourself right now. Take a separate room for yourself and check up on yourself for some days. If you feel you're going through the same symptoms, then consult a doctor priorly. And even after consulting a doctor, if you wouldn't feel appeased or getting recovered, then get your COVID test done as early. Now I want to tell you why my sister was being suggested to retain at home. It's because her symptoms were asymmetric. Now all you have to know about COVID is there is two types in it, symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric are those who have all the symptoms and being tested as positive, and asymmetric are people who doesn't have any symptoms, though not having any symptoms, they are being tested as positive. So they have mild symptoms and they can get recovered by themselves without any medication. So doctor suggested her not to get admitted to the hospital because sometimes there are possibilities of asymmetric patients cultivating symmetric symptoms just by having contact with symmetric patients. So doctors told her to retain at home for home quarantine. So coming to the hospital treatment, as we reside in Bangalore, we have a really good hospital treatment here. So, and it was a private hospital, so we got a really good treatment, and they collected our blood samples, ECG and X-ray reports. By that they came to know we come under the category A. So what you have to know is patients are being classified under three categories, category A, B and C. So we all three came under the category A. Category A patients have already started developing antibodies and immune system, so they can get recovered soon. And majority of the patients that you could see, they belong to category A. Now coming to category B, they have intense symptoms. They take a bit more time to get recovered than category A patients. Coming to category C patients, they have extreme symptoms. They develop mucus in their body, breathing issues, and they'll be treated in the ICU wards. So they take more time to get recovered. But we got good treatment. The doctors and nurses were frequently checking upon us, and the food was actually tasty. They provided with fruits, and we were consuming eggs and dry fruits on a daily basis. It's been enriched by vitamins and proteins. And coming to the tablets, first 2 days we were taking Kevitin 200 and azithromycin 200 twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. After our ECG got done, we were taking hydroxychloroquine 200 twice a day, morning and evening. With that, in the afternoon, we were taking multivitamin tablets, Kevitin and azithromycin 200. With that, we were taking vitamin C, zinc tablets, and fish oil pills. We stayed in the hospital for 11 days. On 12th day, we got our discharge summary. But doctors prescribed us to continue our medicines for another 7 days. Now, ultimately, we have completed our 14 days of home quarantine. Though we are recovered now, but still, our body is weak. Know it, it's just a fever. You really don't have to worry about it. Around 90% of COVID patients get recovered. Only 10% of patients who have severe issues like breathing trouble, who have sugar, BP, and lungs problem, they will have to face tough situation. Take care of yourself. You will be knowing how untoward our situation was when we all got admitted to the hospital. We weren't knowing what's going to happen next. But it took time. In the end, we all got recovered. When a newly unrecognized bacteria enters into your body, it takes around 5 to 6 days for your body to get to recognize those deadly bacteria. After recognizing those bacteria, your body will start producing antibodies. Once after your body starts producing antibodies, those antibodies kills those deadly bacteria, and in the end, only your body has got that capability of fighting against those deadly viruses. And the fascinating fact is that while COVID bacteria getting transferred from one person to another, it loses its power. It's not the original bacteria which you could find. While replicating into many within our body, and after replicating, those bacteria are being transferred to another body. In those chain reaction, the bacteria loses its power and it becomes more weaker and weaker while transferring from one person to another. Please don't trust medias, local news channels, because they're highlighting a hell mess of negativity. Have you ever seen them showcasing some positive things? Recovery stories of COVID patients and about good hospital treatment? Have they ever highlighted those positive things? Instead, what you could do is follow the guidelines of UNICEF. They provide you the accurate information on COVID. And please don't freak out and stress yourself if you are being tested positive. Instead, stay calm, stay bold, and hope for good. Everything would get alright. I don't wish anyone gets positive, but if by chance, if you are being stated as positive, then please retain at home. Even doctors would suggest the same. If you don't have any intense symptoms and no breathing issues, then just try to retain at home instead of getting admitted to the hospital and paying money exorbitantly. You can just stay at home, home quarantine yourself, and get your treatment done at home. And if you find your neighbors are being infected with COVID, please don't take videos or photos of them. Instead, try to cheer them up and give a thumbs up while they are going to hospital. Please understand what that person must be going through. Respect them, pray for them, and uplift them, and ask whether you could do something for them. Instead of despising people, show some love. In the end, we all are humans. Treat people with kindness. The person is just unwell. They're not criminal. Definitely they will get cured one day, but memories of how people treated them will stay with them forever. We are in this fight together. So let's spread love and build confidence. Be safe and stay home. If you feel this video was informative and helpful, then please try to share as much as possible, and thank you.